Hey guys, today I wanted to rank all the Paramore albums from my least favorite to my favorite. Would be really happy if you would tell me your opinion afterwards in the comments. But first, let's get into my least favorite Paramore album. Least favorite is kind of mean to say because it's still a really nice album. I enjoy every single album of Paramore. It's just that this one doesn't do it as much for me as the rest does. My least favorite album of Paramore is their first album, which is called All We Know Is Falling. Don't get me wrong, this is still a very good album. I really love My Heart. My Heart is definitely my favorite of this album. I just don't get back to it as much compared to all the other albums. This is just something I'm not listening to that often compared to all the others. This does not mean that I would not recommend this to my friends, to you, or anyone else. I still think it's a good album. I just love the other ones more. The next place for me is Paramore's self-titled album. I know that a lot of people actually do say that this is their favorite album and they think it's a masterpiece. But for me, this is a close call between All We Know Is Falling and self-titled, because it's just not exactly what I love about Paramore. It's a good album. I love Grow Up, I love Last Hope, I love One of Those Crazy Girls. These three are probably my favorites, but it's still not as good as the rest compared to me. Deciding between my third and second pick, that was really hard. I thought about it a lot. But in the end, I decided to put Riot at the third place. It was my second place for a very long time, but it had to be third place now. I love everything about that album. For me, this is already gold. This is an album for me I listen to a lot. I love from the first to the last song. My favorite song of this is probably For a Pessimist and Pretty Optimistic. Because I said Riot has always been the second place, you can probably guess what's going to happen now. Riot had to leave the second place for my now second place, which is After Laughter. This was really hard to get ranked because it's so different from the rest of the albums, but I really do enjoy this a lot. I think they did great and I really like how Paramore changed. I mean, I would have loved to get back to something like Brand New Eyes or Riot, but this really is a more grown-up album. I have to admit, I can still relate to most of the songs on this. I'm not really a fan of No Friend. I do appreciate the lyrics, but listening to No Friend actually makes me really anxious. The song of this album I probably like the most is, for me, Rose Colored Boy. I really like it, but I do love everything except No Friend on this. Since I talked about 4 out of 5 Paramore albums till now, it's not a surprise what my number 1 favorite Paramore album is. For me, it's Brand New Eyes. It's always been since I fell for Paramore, which was when Brand New Eyes was released. It's always been my favorite. I don't think that's gonna change ever, but who knows. This album is perfection for me. It's definitely in my top 10 favorite albums of all time. My favorite song on this is my favorite Paramore song of all time, which is Playing God, but I do enjoy everything from Misguided Ghost to Brick by Boring Brick to Ignorance to Turn It Off. I love them all. The cover art and the packaging, it's just so beautiful. I love everything about this album. So guys, this were all the Paramore albums ranked from least favorite to favorite for me. How would you rate them? What is your favorite album? What is your least favorite album? I really hope you enjoyed my video. If you liked it, leave a like and maybe subscribe to my channel if you want to get more videos about Paramore and other bands. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye!